Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play RimWorld Children Edition, which is still a little chunky when I try to tab around. Whoa, them frame rates. But you know what? We're still having a lot of fun with the series, so that's going to be pretty good. These power things, I mean, I realize at this point I'm just being stubborn, but I'm like, no, I want to wait until geothermal, to the game. So, you know, we're still having some brownouts and things like that, which is annoying because we can't actually research while it's going on, but at least the eclipse just ended. That's good. And if we can finish up the research and get our geothermal going, that's going to be all right. I think the closest geothermal is probably this one or that. So there's one, two, there's a third one over there, another one down there. It's pretty far away. I don't think there's any in the north. So, yeah, it'll probably be that. I'm sure we're going to grab both of those. If I remembered exactly the size of the geothermal vent, I could, like, pre-build the walls, but I think it's 5 by 5, then I like to put in a gap, but it's not like the walls take that long to build, so it's not a big deal. We're still smelting this stuff down while we've got power, so steel is A-okay for now. And these planting's done. Bulk goods trader. Interesting. Oof, that lag. Here, there's the trader. We'll go ahead and send Eve there, meet them halfway. It's going to be all right. Hopefully we don't have to actually chase them this time. I want to keep the Labradors. I mean, we have a lot. I could consider selling a couple, but no. Same sort of thing with the Mufflos. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to sell 2 of the oldest Muffalo over here. Boom, boom. We'll keep a breeding pair. We can always tame some more. That actually will be pretty decent to raise a little bit of extra cash. There's something you said about buying a bunch of cloth. And actually, see this blue fur over here? The Angora wool. See, these are stacks of things that aren't ever going to really work out well. Keep the Devil Strand. We don't have enough to craft for now, but in theory later on we will. That, sure. Thermofur, I mean, we can sell it for a ton, but we can probably craft some pretty good stuff with it, so we'll leave it there. I'll go ahead and try to sell this clothes. Now, they don't have enough money for that. There's more down there, but I'm just wondering... gas mask. Sell the poor sculpture. Yeah, you know what? Let me come over and let me buy all this cloth. Because we can turn a profit selling some of our clothing for the cloth. Herbal meds we make lots of. I mean, I could grab some more food stuff. Honestly, I probably should. Let's go grab the sugarcane, the cornmeal, milk, flour, sugar. We could save ourselves the trouble of chopping down trees, but no, okay, that swung the cost pretty fast. But then, yeah, I can keep going and just selling the clothing here. So we can basically buy some cloth, sell the clothing, and turn a pretty decent profit. And this is all stuff that none of our people are wearing right now, so why not, right? I mean, yeah, it'll keep people busy, but that's okay. All right, so we'll be making some money. We'll get some raw resources, some foodstuffs and things. Oh, wow, why were you so negative with the happiness? The Soaring Tomahawks. Is it a faction that we're normally at war with? Or they might have just had some bad times over here, you know, some visitors getting hurt, killed from various things. I mean, we didn't attack anyone. It could have been a recruiting thing, that's possible. But maybe they just got caught in a crossfire or something at some point. That would not surprise me one bit. Alright, so let's doing some research. Excellent. Geothermal, and yeah, the resource plants I think will be very useful. This is really bloody in here. We got that. Wood, you are... Ooh. You're not on cleaning duty? Oh no, there you are, right there. I just missed the line. So in theory, Wood's gonna go and clean this up. At some point, cleaning amniotic fluid. One of our critters must have given birth. Cleaning over there. Yeah, alright. Janitor Woods. Now, for power, I had noticed, of course, yeah, right before I started the stream, we do have the bioreactor stuff, which could be really interesting. If we get prisoners, we can start shoving them into the bioreactor. If we want to set up something like that and be, like, truly evil, which is, you know, evil is fun, right? Oh. Yeah, see, this is what I get for not actually taking care of all these damn ferrets. Hunting, watching for target, hunting, I don't know who that is, actually. I think it's one of our visitors. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to enable drafted hunt. go? You should. Good. All right. Get you there. Everyone is still coming. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Wow, the the aiming time on the TAC 50 is pretty long. I mean, maybe we don't want everyone to be a TAC 50. We actually want to do a mix of machine guns and TACs, just because the machine guns have such... are you out of ammo? I suspect. I don't know. The machine guns have such great damage per second. Let's get everyone together here so that we're not actually shooting people in the back. Let's really quickly... We got otters who could theoretically hunt people. Alright, we'll move you over here. We'll take out some otters. Just clean that up before there's an issue. That is loud. Ibix Ram Revenge. Yeah, that's going to be fun too. And wildlife. Still some otters. Oh, a little further away. And yeah, I think there's a handful of people that don't have enough bullets or something. Which is presumably why they're leaving. Yeah, they're using their melee weapons. That's okay. I mean, I know otters are, you know, carnivores, but I wouldn't normally think of them as much of a threat. There's ferrets and everything. Okay, we're gonna have to de-recruit people shortly here. Just because people are getting tired. Alright. De-recruit. That's gonna be fine. And we'll go ahead and unforbid everything again. Okay. Man, I really like this drafted hunt. Like, what a fantastic mod. Caravan request. You want a grenade launcher for healer mech serum? I mean, sounds fun, but no. Nighttime, no injuries, some people a little unhappy. Spring has sprung! Hooray, hurrah! You literally do not have a ranged weapon on you. Zandy, why is that? TAC 50, we must just not have a TAC 50 for you. Okay, well, that's okay. There's plenty of construction jobs. There's a bunch of half-finished stuff here. You need to be uninstalled. Please and thank you. Alright, quite a few bedrolls kicking around now, so I'm feeling a little bit better about that. So we'll get planting soon. Let me just double check that allow sowing is enabled everywhere. Because sometimes I turn it off for the season, and it would be really annoying if we'd forgotten to turn it on before the planting period started. The planting period started. You're doing what? Oh, you're repairing these things. Honestly, they don't have to be repaired. You can probably just deconstruct. Got some boars here. What's funny to me is that boars don't actively hunt, you know, people. They're actually surprisingly chill and tame. Even like, hunting them is only like a 2% rate. Inspired recruitment. Oh, roof club. Hold on. Oh, wait. Wait, there was roofs over here? What? Not clear home. Although, yes. Remove roof. Let me just reset, like, everyone. Because removing roofs is the highest priority. That's really weird. Okay. Regular haul on that. Mostly for the puppers. And then, yeah, you can have some critters. Oh, we got some ambrosia sprouts. I mean, we have to let this grow. Actually grows surprisingly quick, I think. We'll see about harvesting those. Alright, we've got that. We've got plenty of insects to cut up and turn into kibble. Our animals are still roaming freely for now. But we do... Okay, we've got a hay harvest coming in. I'm going to suggest that perhaps... not the boom. Sorry, the barn. Perhaps all these guys, so everything up to dogs. And really, these puppies here can be restricted to the barn as well. It's probably fine to do that. It's spring, so they can graze outside again, which is good. We'll preserve this stuff. And we've got some hay. Some of it will get stored there, and we'll have some kibble as well, especially with all the insect stuff going on. I think we'll be alright. We've got our little robot butchering. We've got a little bit more cooking. Because of the butchering, I did re-enable the cooking on Itney and Dubs for now. I'll probably turn it down after, you know, just drop it to a 4. So basically, you know, effectively never do this job unless you've got nothing else going on. But for now, we're going to help out with catching up on the various butchering and maybe kibble making. So it's a little baby mufflos. So yeah, we still have plenty of those. This is still turned off for now, which is okay. Leo doing some research. Both Leo and Slip do it. Let's try to get that geothermal. Planting's over here. Very nice. And yeah, Zandy, you're making attack 50, which you will probably be equipping as soon as it's done. But it does take a lot of work to do that. And I don't know, maybe you should use, like, machine guns and explosives instead of the sniper rifles and stuff. But, I don't know. I think this will be okay. And maybe the mix of attack 50s and machine guns is going to be a good cause, or good call. I don't know if the DPs are the ones we want right now. I mean, at some point, theoretically, we might standardize on charge rifles. Although, I don't know what the piercing value is. Someone did mail me or Skype me, one or the other. They actually extracted all the info from Combat Extended and made a sortable table from it. And so that we could see all the piercing on various weapons, which is really handy. And yeah, I think the TAC 50 basically has the highest piercing. Just turns out to be that kind of luck. So there's a lot of the weapons are fairly even all along. Oh, I did do some interesting reading, just incidentally, about the Lee Enfield here. There was a question on Ask Historians here. The Lee Enfield rifle, which actually, until a few years ago, was still in, despite the fact that this is an old weapon, I think it was originally designed in the late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. This weapon was still in use until very recently by Arctic military-type people in Canada. Because it has very few moving parts, very little automation, and therefore was very unlikely to just completely F up in the harsh climate of like the tundra and the Arctic and things like that, which is kind of neat, because anything with like more automations and springs and stuff like that, stuff is likely to freeze. You know, you get a little moisture in there and then everything just gums up, which is kind of cool. And it's just a solid, great weapon. It was recently replaced with another fairly similar weapon, a variant of a Finnish one. Anyway, that's unrelated. But the question on Ask Historians was why, during, you know, the wars, were soldiers instructed to only load 5 rounds into their Lee Enfield when it could hold 10. And I thought that was really interesting, because here in RimWorld, I believe the Lee Enfield only loads 5 bullets. But it turns out that it actually could do 10. And there's this really interesting discussion. You can check it out, reddit.com/r/askhistorians, which is the best subreddit there is, because they're like the moderation is like super aggressive. All the answers are like top-notch answers or out. You know, you have to like cite your sources and stuff like that. It's very academic. And it has to do like with mostly like, you know, keeping the weapon running well and not jamming and things like that. Like springs in the magazine and stuff, you know, would start to, you know, if you just load 5 rounds in there, then everything stayed nice and springy and proper. Where if you loaded more, then there was more wear and tear on various components, and things could start going a little bit to crap. There's also this like this block slide to like prevent rounds from coming in from the magazine into the chamber, which worked really well as like a super safety, and also minimized like dirt and debris that could enter into the weapon. It was more reliable if you didn't overload the weapon with stuff. It was really cool. Anyway, definitely recommend you check it out. reddit.com/r/askhistorian. You know, you might just have to scroll back or whatnot, but it is a really good subreddit. What is this? Oh, it's a sculpture. All right. I was like, is that another robot? Is that a satellite dish? No, it's just a crappy statue. All right, everything's being replanted, which is wonderful. I still allow some grazing over here. At some point, that'll probably get turned off. We'll see. We got our kibble over here with the insect meat and hay. That is excellent and wonderful. I mean, our hauler labs can still go all over. I could give them a special, like, zone to, like, go everywhere but exclude this or something like that. Whatever. If you're a dog that is hauling for the group, then you get to eat the same food as everyone else. So I'm just mostly waiting for this research to be done over here. I don't want to like overspend on resources or queue up too many things. We're going to get the geothermal going on. And then after we've got that plugged in, I think I'm going to do another pass over the base and replace more doors with auto doors, you know, over here. One does not simply walk into Mordor. Sorry. I've been playing the Lord of the Rings adventure card game And I have Lord of the Rings stuff in my head. Even last night to go to bed, I just started listening to the Lord of the Rings audiobook. Oh, social fight. I'm like, what do you need treatment for? They're slapping each other around. No real injuries, hopefully. No shut off. That was a previous thing. Yeah, all right, you're fine. And the well-fed's going to be pretty handy as well. So we'll treat all that with real medicine. I don't know if that's necessary for this. I think there are some mods, and in fact, for all I know, I have one of those mods that let you maybe tune what medicine is used for different types of injuries. No, I don't know if this one is here, but there are some where it's like, yeah, if it's, for bruises and things like that, just use herbal, or maybe not even bother with any medicine whatsoever. Because I don't think the bruises and things can lead to scars or anything persistent, if it's just that. So, I don't know. I think there's something like that, but I don't think I'm running it. I don't think it's a big deal if we don't. Alright, a little bit more training for the puppers. At some point, it would be nice if we've got our handling skill. What's Wood at 9? I think he's got to be at a 15 to train Oliver, or use him as like an attack animal. Like, I think Oliver will only follow someone with a handling skill of 15. It's rough stuff. That's some extra grenades over here. What is this? Oh, some Molotovs. Actually, we'll probably sell some of that stuff later on. We'll see. Actually, we've got some bows and pistols and things. We definitely want to sell all that stuff as well. One of the things I might want to do, you know what? I'm going to change this room, because this is sort of what I use to keep track of what weapons we've actually got that we want to use. I'm actually going to make sure it has to be at least normal to be in here. Because I'm using this as a visual guide of how many weapons I've got to spare. Now, even setting it at just normal, like, dropping out the poor ones, will still include pistols, which I have no real interest in. I could set more aggressive filtering, right? If I go into weapons and stuff, but then I would have to start doing it, like, piece by piece. Actually, I'll drop the melee. There we go. So just the ranged ones. And then, yeah, I could do a bunch of filtering, but that's no good. So, ranged weapons of at least normal quality. Show me what you got. And then we have the excess storage over there, which is good. A little bit less power. So close to finishing the geothermal power. Should come tomorrow. Bulk goods trader. That is quite lovely. Evo is just cowering because of her anxiety. Sorry to wake you up there, buddy. Let's give a little ring-a-ling over here. Can we look at bionics yet next? I would like to replace his spine. I think we were offered... I think I saw a spine at some point with a robot trader, but it was too much. I'm trying to remember if that's a thing that we saw. I feel like it was. What are you doing there, Whitney? Cleaning dirt. No, come over here. I don't think we need the bunnies. Saved you from the ferret. Little Susumi. Horses. We do have the rideable mods and things. Meals. We're going to keep our meat stuff. We got plenty of chem fuel, neutramine. I may, and I think it's actually a good idea, I'm going to keep buying the components and advanced components when the price is reasonable. It does save a lot of metal, but it also saves a ton of time fabricating stuff. I think it's still a worthwhile thing to spend some cash on. It's going to use most of our silver here. I'm going to keep most of these various types of bullets. We'll sell some more random clothes for money. I think that's a good way for us to turn profits on things. Still. Either that or drugs. We're going to sell the sculpture. We're going to keep... Oh, we have 5 bedrolls. Yeah, I'll keep them all. Use up a fair amount of storage, but that's okay. So, we're still going to spend more than anything else, but that's, I think, going to be fine. And yeah, I'm quite pleased to get the components. I do like that the stuff keeps dropping here, which is kind of amazing. Because I guess it's within range as orbital trade beacon, but unroofed. And it's very convenient, because it's not far away or anything like that. Geothermal power is done. Excellent. Various people need treatment for things, but okay. So I'm going to start with this one over here. So, I don't need to pause. Geothermal generator. Bam. Then what we're going to do is structure, walls, marble, like that. Then I'm going to make a door, and it's actually going to be a marble door. I want super high hit points door, and it's not going to be a high traffic area, so if it's a slow door to open and close, that's all right. I will also drop down some marble tiles for anti-fire purposes. This one doesn't matter too much, but we're going to do that anyway. And then I'm going to set sort of a 2-tile barrier around here. Floors can catch fires now, but it's not as bad. We have to remember that, like, it's not like they don't catch fire easily, but they're not like a freebie anymore. We're going to make sure there's no roof on here because it needs to vent. It gets very hot, it'll overheat and catch fire and do terrible things, so it needs to be opened up. And then finally, we need some purr. So we're going to run some purr like so. And actually, I will start already running a redundant purr line this way, because it's going to connect to this one. And that way it does give us a backup connection over here in case something just happens to kill one of these power cables and cuts things off, which would be very annoying. But then we'll be in a great shape. As soon as this is done, we're going to have all the power we need for a fair while. We will need to hook up a second, in fact, a third geothermal at some point. But it's going to do pretty good. Actually, I'm not even sure. A lot of the power drain on typical bases is actually the heaters, and we don't need individual heaters anymore. We just have our industrial stuff, and at 600 watts, it's a lot better than individual ones. But I don't know. There we go, the door, do that. We have a fair number of people in construction. I'm actually tempted to just, like, crank it up for more people, but it's fine. So, there you go. You now have your ranged weapons. Zandy, you went and, I think you built your own TAC-50, which is kind of cool. Get rid of that note. There you go. Tameness. That's going to be okay. And yeah. I mean, I could prioritize getting the actual generator down, although it won't help until it's got the power cables. And honestly, you know, we're going to want the protection, because it sucked to build this and then instantly get attacked and lose this. So I'm not going to prioritize anything. Whatever they build in whatever order, it's okay. I don't need to micromanage this stuff. And yeah, there's not going to be any flooring underneath it, but that's fine. That's not going to be a problem. Makes no difference. It's not like we care about the beauty of that room. Still have plenty of insect meat kicking around. We're full on kibble over here. And yeah, occasionally we're milking those boomalopes. Could turn the management back on for the boomalopes, but no. Although, under manager... Okay, we do have the ambrosia bush specifically, yeah. We have a foraging job for these. Excellent. And where do we set the... How frequently it checks this? Is it only on this view? Wait, something changed. Oh, this little display is different. Updates every day. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. We want to catch the ambrosia as soon as it becomes grown. We don't want to have like a 5-day window we might miss. I mean, on average, it'll be a 2.5-day delay, but yeah, we'll leave that there. We got some old obsolete power cables here, but I'll leave it in. We might end up hooking it up for some reason later on. And it's not worth getting, like, the work to get a little bit of metal out of there, at least not now. Everyone's pretty busy. Nighttime. All right, we still make silver from selling our beds here, which is kind of neat. A little lack of power. I know, but it won't last too much longer. Steel, I think... Yeah, we still got plenty of steel. We clearly have the components. That's going to be okay. We have tons. Caravan request. You want 20 bandoliers, orbital bombardment targeter, and tornado generator. Huh. That's really tempting. 20 bandoliers is not an impossible thing for us to do. Is it here? Bulk capacity reload speed. We actually have a job for bandit. Yeah, we do. Actually, we probably do want it at the bottom. Now that I think about it. Oops. Is it? Okay. There we go. Wrong button. Control. Because we might still want our, our regular clothing to take the priority. That's a lot. It'll take up a lot of storage. I don't know. I kind of like an orbital bombarder, though. Now, I have to remember that this is going on. Otherwise, at some point, I'd be like, why do I have so many bandoliers? So where is it in the world? Hopefully not too far away. Yeah, you're there. So that's us. Mostly along the road. It actually shouldn't be too bad. We could even decide to do some selling along the way. If we wanted to. It might not be a terrible idea. Set up a big trade caravan. I mean, we have the mufflos to help us carry stuff. So maybe. Alright, that's coming up. You know what? I changed my mind. I mean, I guess I'll also have to micromanage the power. But the power's coming in at this point, so... We'll get that set up, get the power cable, and just fix the power. Our power shortages once and for all. Boom, 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 boom. And we do have enough constructors. The rest of it's going to happen okay. I may have not needed to prioritize the flooring. Maybe I would have wanted the walls first, but that's fine. That way, at least they'll just grab a whole chunk of marble blocks and just, you know, drop, 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 and then do the work. And it's okay. Reading that. Redone power lines coming close to being done as well. And again, at least it builds fast. I mean, they grab a big handful of steel and then drop it all off, and then the amount of work for each power cable is actually fairly small. That walking through that door there was kind of funny. One of the slowest things is actually just chopping down the trees that are in the way to get this going on. So that's not one on mine. How's the wildlife looking? We have some otters and some ferrets. These ferrets tend to go aggro a lot. Oh, you know what I want to do next for the research is I think probably research more powerful automated guns. Heavy auto turrets, maybe. What are these heavy weapons? KPV machine gun. So that sounds pretty tempting. Although I also like the Starfleet uniforms. And the medicine production, bionics we want to do. The thing is, this is pretty short research. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to shift click, I'll let in. So heavy weapons, which could be something we want to look into. And the auto turrets. I will finish the medicine production as well. I mean, we're going to want to make sure we have plenty of medicine before we get into bionics. So being able to produce our own is going to be useful. There we go. Dun dun. Are you hooked up to the grid? Nope. Here. Prioritize working on the power conduit, because I think that is it. A solar flare! Amazing. Just before we finish the geothermal, we have a solar flare, so all electronic devices get shut down. Amazing. Thanks, game. You're not an ass at all. So this is now connected to the grid. I mean, we've got the big numbers, but all of our power is still going to be off. Luckily, solar flares are pretty short. I was thinking about the turret specifically because it's like, yeah, I might want to set up some turrets on all corners over here. Just to prevent this area. Now, like, attacking this area is pretty low priority. So I'm not as concerned about that. But it might still be worthwhile. Ooh, refugee chase! Night owl, that's fine. In fact, it's kind of positive. Hard worker, brawler. Brawler means you don't like a range weapon, which does suck. You're also going to be attacked by a lot of people. But I think we're going to do it, you guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to offer safety. And on that note, keep in mind, we're about to be attacked like crazy here. On that note, we are going to go and wrap up this episode. No one's actually told to carry the DPs anymore, so I'm actually going to tell you to do that. It's going to be good against these squishy targets. That's actually one of the fun things we could do with these loadouts. We could, like, sort of mass change some of these. We could even save these auto policies. I could have a quick little switch to switch between armor-piercing TAC-50s versus massive bullet spray, like, machine gun loadouts. It actually would be a pretty decent idea. We'll leave you on regular meds over here. This is Steiner. How's Steiner? Oh, man. I need to play some more Battletech. I'll just set your restrictions. You're a night owl, right? So you want to remove this. You're going to want to start sleeping at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And your work schedule over here, this. Turn that on. Bed rest on a 2. Hall plus and basic on a 1. You don't have much social skill, but we will, since you have some, we'll leave that on. You can cook, you can construct. You'll be able to craft as well. Turn off your research. I mean, you don't have much skill. I'll put on basic crafting. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. I won't turn on the cooking, because we don't even really need these guys to be on cooking duty either, because of the robots, generally speaking. Looks like the butchering's been caught up. Yeah, so I'm going to bring those down. The brewing, I think the robot does that too. But I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. We'll enable that because I don't think you can kill anyone with bad brewing. That's going to be okay. We'll put a cut in here, and we are going to have to be ready to take on the attackers. There's going to be a lot of them. They're going to come in from the north, but you know, we actually do have a lot of embrasures set up to cover the north. So I think we'll be in a pretty good position to defend here. Although it'd be nice if the solar flare ended, so this gun would be active. I mean, this gun's going to die fast, but it'll soak some bullets for us. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.